busy. I've started a new job. As much as I'm passionate about doing these crypto videos, I'm doing this out of the love for it. I'm not making money, so still got to live. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the point of this stream, let's get straight down to business. I'll answer questions as people come along and drop in comments and questions. But the point of this stream is to, number one, say that we are still in a mini bear phase, or actually more like a longer bear phase, within a bull market. So I have not lost my conviction whatsoever about that, even though about 94% of the alts have not done much over the last year, besides little pops here and there. Right? There's a few exceptions, of course, Zcash being one of the most notable ones. But we're still waiting for the real altcoin boom. But within that, Bitcoin Cash. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So point number one, the crypto bull run has not yet, or the altcoin bull run has not yet begun. And number two, Bitcoin Cash has been kind of flying under the radar, and not many people are talking about it outside of a couple random YouTubers here and there. Caesar Gets Crypto is one of the notable YouTubers, one of my favorites. Even though he's not, let's be honest, like a lot of us are not always right all the time. But I just love his analysis, just love his casual, his style, and just his vibe. He's seems like a good guy. Like I would get a beer with. But anyway, yeah, Caesar is also a Bitcoin Cash fan, and he's pointed out how it's held up much, much better than the majority of the alt market. And so yeah, we're going to get into Bitcoin Cash and why I think it's a sleeper, definitely. And if you don't have any, now isn't a bad time to just DCA into it, considering how strong it is in the face of this shit show of an alt market. Okay, so so number one, but we'll get into that here in a couple minutes. But first of all, yes, the altcoins are not dead. I know it's depressing. I know it's bloody. Believe me, and I'm hearing from my parents and friends are saying, all right, well, I think I need some cash, and why am I holding these cryptos? Let me just sell them. It's been months and months, and you said, go up. And it's true. I thought, and I probably said this on a few of my videos, I thought by the end of the year, seasonality wise, November, December are usually pretty good, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, we haven't gotten there yet, but holiday time, end of the year, people meet with their families, they talk about crypto, they have free time, and typically the markets tend to do well. Not the case, at least not so far this year, again, outside of a few outliers. But that doesn't change anything. It just means that 2026 is going to be the year that we had hoped 2025 would be. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Feel free to pop in, ask any questions. I see someone's watching. But yeah, otherwise, so don't give up hope. If you have money, just still, at least what I'm doing, that's all. I'm just DCAing in. Most of what I'm in, most of my bags, I've been in for a while. I'm just holding. Nothing has changed. Especially, okay, if you're in some crazy meme coin number 967, okay, maybe that's a shit coin you want to get rid of. But, especially if you're in the top 20, say top 50, even the top 100 plus, right? If we're talking Dogecoin, we're talking Stellar Lumens, HBAR, Avalanche, even other, slightly down on the list, Near Protocol, Polygon Matic. I mean, some of the blue chip DeFi plays and layer ones, layer twos, there is zero reason to let go of those. Okay. Now gaming coins, and I still even wouldn't let go of gaming, although it's true that they have been hit a lot harder. They're probably doing the worst, and gaming typically moves towards the gaming metaverse, right? Those typically move towards the end of bull markets when everything is getting super frothy and all the big other large cap coins like Dogecoin, XRP, all those have already made their major moves already. Then gaming coins steal the show at the very end and just do insane multiples really fast. They're like the end of the fireworks show, right? Where everything has already exploded and those are just kind of like the sleepers. It's go like that. So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily, I wouldn't sell my gaming coins, especially not at these prices, but for any new cash, I'm not buying more gaming coins. But what I am DCing into are, like I said, the blue chips. There's Dogecoin, there's XRP, there's XLM, I mean, a bunch of my favorites I've mentioned. Avalanche is one of my favorite. Risk to reward, layer, what, it's a layer one? I think it's like a layer one and a layer two, technically. Because it's, yeah. So those are all solid. Hey, what's up? Welcome to the stream, guys. Oh, by the way, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Really helps the channel. This is Crypto Explained. So we're just speaking off the cuff here on why the bull market is not over. Okay, so yeah, I just mentioned a few of my favorite cryptos. And last but not least, the next topic is why Bitcoin Cash is such an amazing buy right now. And I just checked before making this video. Since February, or actually like the very end of January of this year. So basically almost the whole year, Bitcoin Cash, and a lot of people don't realize this, has steadily made higher highs and higher lows versus Bitcoin, right? So almost at any point this year, if you were to buy and you just held it and you were patient, if you bought Bitcoin Cash instead of Bitcoin, you would actually be better off, okay? And that says something where most of the alts are still bleeding with Bitcoin dominance over 59%, are still bleeding to Bitcoin, not to mention their US dollar value. So Bitcoin Cash, I mean, it's been slowly, first it was like, it bottomed with everything else. And, sure, it dropped, in the big crash when everything else over this year, it dropped. But it's holding up higher and stronger than most of the alts. And this is something I'm beginning to notice. And Bitcoin Cash also has been one of my largest bags for quite a while, just because I believe in the fundamentals. But this is now beyond me just saying, oh, I believe in it. Oh, it's great. Don't just take my word for it. Look at the chart. That speaks for everything. Okay. And then the fundamentals, as I just mentioned, the reason why I've been holding on to it for so long. It's one of the OG, it is literally the OG of Bitcoin fork. So it's the very first Bitcoin fork that's ever in existence from 2017, was it? 2016, something like that. And it also has, exact same code as Bitcoin, except it has a larger block size, meaning it's faster and cheaper. It's also, again, like Bitcoin has 21 million limited supply. But just the market cap, I mean, just risk to reward, like the value, you're getting so much better value because the market cap is so freaking tiny compared to Bitcoin. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I don't know why, if you had money, you want to put it into Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash, why not Bitcoin Cash? I mean, risk to reward. I mean, long-term, you're not going to lose with either one. But okay, what's the upside of Bitcoin? Maybe let's say over the next year, it does really well. Maybe it doubles. Say something, crazy, insane, blow off top, it triples, right? Bitcoin's at, was it 90,000, give or take? Maybe it goes 180,000. Okay, maybe it goes to 300,000. Oh my God, that's more than triple. 90, yeah, it's more than tripling. Bitcoin Cash would probably at least 10 to 20x if normal Bitcoin tripled. So, I mean, this is just hearsay, right? This is just my own, supposition. But again, this is me saying this based on the chart of it making slow and steady higher highs and higher lows versus Bitcoin since January of this year, or since the end of January of 2025. And that's not just like a couple weeks or a couple months. That's like literally almost the whole year. So, what they say, the trend is your friend until the end. And a lot of people say that because it's true. Trends, usually the longer they last, the longer they are likely to last, right? If it keeps going, it's probably going to keep going. It's not forever, but I mean, hey, if it's been going since January, if Bitcoin Cash has been gaining versus Bitcoin since January, chances are it's not over, especially considering now when it's over $580. And a lot of the other cryptos, like I was looking at the ISO 222s in comparison, and those are doing terrible. I mean, yeah, sure, they had their moment in the sun a few months back. I don't know, what was it like April, May? I have to check a chart. But, with XRP and everything, HBAR, XLM, those did really well for that time. And now it's like, right? But there was a rotation recently. There was the privacy coins that did really well. And now I'm noticing, hey, Bitcoin Cash, not too shabby, right? So that would be at least, I can't recommend anything officially, but if I was going to say, I'll just say it this way, I'm going to buy Bitcoin Cash for myself as a very safe risk to reward, as like a very safe play in this time of uncertainty in the markets, right? Okay, any questions? No, I guess not. Okay, so that was the main thing I wanted to say. Hang in there, stay strong. It looks like, December, at least things have stabilized. I will say that. Things are not looking great, but we have not gone lower. The last month-ish has been pretty steady. Bitcoin's been grinding along in the upper 80,000s to low 90,000s. And the altcoins have kind of been grinding along with it. So, what they say, it's like, okay, things go down, 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 and then it kind of stabilizes, steadies out, gets flat, gets boring for a while, and the market manipulators can hold that flat, boring moment, and they even make it little dip here and there. But it has not dipped lower. So we're grinding along, and then what happens after it? Down, sideways, and then up, right? So we're like in that, like the end of the sideways part, and it's going to start to go up, whether that's this week, next week, December. I do predict, just fun prediction, but I do predict that we will be higher by the end of this month than we are now across the board. And then January, February is where it starts to get exciting. Although like the real crazy, like we're all getting rich and buying Lambos and stuff, bull run, like blow off tops, and the gaming coins do like 100x or 1000x and all that crazy shit. That'll probably be later in 2026 because we need time to ramp up. Right, so we're still in just like the consolidation phase right before starting to pop off, and again, like I said, gaming coins move towards the end, so we still need a lot of time for that. But that said, still, this is a great time to like DCA in if you still have fresh cash available. Otherwise, just chill, stack sats or stack your favorite altcoins. Again, I would stick if I was buying. Again, for me, new cryptos, I would stick to like right now where we are in the cycle, the top tier altcoins, like Doge, like Bitcoin Cash. Those are some of my favorites in terms of risk to reward. And I say this in almost every stream, but Doge, right? Doge is the only altcoin. Please challenge me on this. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. Doge is the only altcoin that's been around for like as long as it has, like what, 10 years or 8 years or something. And it's hit a new all-time high in literally every single cycle. No other alt has done that. So Doge is a no-brainer, and and then Bitcoin Cash is a really nice sleeper that's been slowly waking up from its slumber. Okay, so hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe again, really helps the channel. I have a free Discord that you just go in and I'll link to that in this video. You just ask any question you want. I've been in this game since 2016, and of course I make mistakes, but overall I've learned a shit ton, and I'm happy to advise as much as I can. Appreciate your support, appreciate the love, and comment below if you're watching this later and you have any questions, tell me what your favorite coin is that you're buying. I would love to know if it's one that I haven't mentioned or something. Happy to check it out. Alrighty, well, see you guys then. Enjoy your weekend.